When you walk down the street, you pass dozens of businesses, right? A food cart, that local cafe you love, a massive supermarket. On the surface, they're just places to buy stuff. But underneath, they're all built on completely different blueprints. And today, we're going to break down those blueprints.
So, let me ask you this. What in the world connects a tiny food stall on the corner, a cozy neighborhood cafe, and a giant, sprawling supermarket? I mean, they seem like they're from different planets, but they all share one really important thing.
You guessed it, they're all businesses. But that's kind of where the simple answer ends. The way they're structured, the way they're run, it's completely different. And honestly, understanding those differences is the key to figuring out how our whole economy works.
Okay, so let's start with the most basic, most fundamental business structure there is, the one-person shop. This is that classic story, One entrepreneur, one big idea, and they're just going for it all on their own.
The official name for this is a sole proprietorship, and as that name sole kind of gives away, it's a business that is owned and run by just one person. Simple as that.
So, when you're the sole owner, you are the captain of the ship. Every single decision is yours, and the best part? You keep all the profits. This setup is just perfect for businesses like a local food stall or your neighborhood barbershop. But there's a trade-off, a big one. You're also personally on the hook for all the risks.
But hey, going it alone isn't the only way to do it. A lot of the time, two heads are way better than one. And that brings us right to our next business type, the partnership.
So, this is a partnership. It's when two or more people decide, hey, let's do this together, and they formally agree to own and run a business as a team. In a partnership, pretty much everything is shared. The ownership, the work, and the profits too. It's an awesome model for combining different skills, right? Maybe one partner is a marketing genius, and the other is a whiz with the finances. Think of that cute cafe run by two best friends, or a small clothing boutique.
All right, we've covered the small-scale businesses, but what about the giants, the huge companies? Well, to operate on that massive scale, you need a completely different structure. And that, my friends, is where the corporation comes in.
A corporation is a large-scale business, often with tons of owners and workers. Now, here's the really important part. Legally, the business is seen as its own separate person, totally distinct from the people who own it. That's a huge deal.
So how in the world do corporations get so big? Well, they can have thousands, even millions of owners. We call them shareholders. By selling tiny little pieces of the company, or shares, to the public, they can raise just massive amounts of money to grow. This is the model that powers everything from huge supermarket chains to car companies and banks.
Okay, so we have the sole proprietorship, the partnership, and the corporation. The lone wolf, the team, and the army. Let's put them all side by side and see the key differences at a glance.
You can see the progression so clearly here, right? As the number of owners goes up, the potential scale of the business just explodes. We go from one person running a food stall to a couple of partners running a shop, all the way to millions of shareholders funding a global bank. The structure you pick really defines how big you can get.
But you know what? For all their differences in size and how they're set up, they're all chasing the exact same thing. They all have the same fundamental goal: provide something people value and make a profit while doing it.
And that simple idea, that pursuit, is literally what drives our entire economy. From the local barbershop to the multinational car company, every single business creates jobs, provides services, and helps our communities grow.
So, the next time you walk down the street, I bet you'll see more than just shops. You'll start to see the different blueprints of business at work. Pay attention. See how many of each type you can spot. It's kind of like a fun little game.